The Voice campaign may not be officially underway, but it's getting willing already. There are already stories appearing on what those on the No campaign have had to say, and calls for at least one No proponent, Gary Johns, to stand down. Well, Sky News can reveal this afternoon some more controversial comments by someone in the No campaign, a gentleman called Ian Conway, who in an interview in September 2019 said Aboriginal people loved jail.
You've got to be tough on some of these kids, and you've got to. Everything is so soft now. Like, they love the jail, for instance, and a lot of them had their first taste of jail at the age of 16 or 17, and they love it. And in those less secure parts of jail, they've got everything. They've got televisions, they've got snooker rooms, they've got guitars, they get fed 5 times a day, they have air conditioning, they have good beds, and that's what they like. They love it.
Now, Mr Conway does go on to say he would like to get Aboriginal people out of that rut. Perhaps he even means some of the conditions in jail better than some in the communities. But the Yes campaign are likely to push these comments along. The storm continues, meanwhile, and what another member of the Recognise a Better Way campaign, former Labor Minister Gary Johns, said about how Aboriginal people should have to take blood tests to get welfare payments. Mr Johns doubled down on some of his controversial views on Andrew Bolt's show last night.
Now, how do you measure dissent in a culture that doesn't have a written record often? You have to prove it by blood or now a DNA test. So if you want to have a race-based system whereby you get benefits because of your ancestry, then at some stage you have to measure.
Earlier yesterday on Afternoon Agenda, the New South Wales Liberal frontbencher Matt Keane called on the No campaign to dump Johns.
The good people running the No campaign should have the dignity and self-respect to ask Mr Johns to step down. These views are out of touch, they're extreme, and they should have no place in any organisation.
No campaigner Warren Mundine defended Mr Johns with Tom Connell this morning.
Gary Johns is like any other Australian. He's entitled to his viewpoints. And I'm a great believer in free speech. Now, me and him will have discussions about that, and we disagree on different angles of it. But there's no way I'm going to be calling for him to be stepping down.
Mr Mundine also had a lash at voice architect Noel Pearson after Mr Pearson had called Mr Mundine his brother on Sunday Agenda on Sunday.
He said that Jacinta Price and I are just puppets for white people. That is a disgraceful Aboriginal attack, a racist attack on an Aboriginal person, and we know now that, we're looking at suing the bloke because of those racial attacks. Now, Gary Johns is nothing compared to this bloke.
Old Warren's a brother of mine. He and I have been on roughly the same page for 20 years on Aboriginal policy. Furious agreement about the problems. Where we have parted ways is in relation to the solutions.